Gosh, this is like the 100th time I'm trying this, but yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to all people that are subscribed. You guys are my favorites. And welcome to everybody that is here for the first time. I hope you stay. I hope you consider subscribing. I hope you like this video, share it with somebody if you feel like, you know, they might enjoy watching it. And yeah, so I'll try to make this as brief as possible so it just doesn't drag on and on and on, because I don't know if I'm a very good storyteller. So yeah, I know the story time is long overdue. I've been saying I'm going to do a story time for a very long time, but I always film this video and I never actually either finish or just the end result is always a bit shaky. When I was trying to figure out what I was going to do my next story time about, I was looking for, I mean, I feel like, you know, I could tell so many stories that we just laugh and, you know, it ends there, but I thought it was important for me to tell this story because I feel like maybe it could be informative to some people, and also I feel like it's a testimony. I feel like it's a testimony. I mean, kind of like before I started filming, so I was like, is it really that deep? And I was like, yes, it is a big deal, because, you know, when I was going through it, it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the times we'll be going through something and, you know, you pray and it's so sad and it's such a big deal, and, you know, God actually answers your prayer, and then you're just like, you just forget about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it wasn't that deep, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a big deal. And I feel like it's almost like it's our job, it's our responsibility to, you know, testify and tell others and, you know, share what God has done for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, when God is not doing something for you, you complain and be like, why this, you know, you complain when things are not going your way. So when they do go your way, when He does answer your prayers, I feel like even then we need to, you know, acknowledge that there's a difference, something has happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, God has done something for me. So yeah, I feel like it could be informative to some people. The things that happened to me, I didn't know about. as I'm sure you figured out, if you watch a lot of videos on this channel, I'm sure you figured out that I didn't know a lot of things, and I still don't know a lot of things. And as I learn I guess I share with you guys, because I've been blank about things. I've been so blank, but I'm now, you know, I'm now getting woke. Alright, so I guess about 10 months ago I had a baby. It's still weird. Every time I say this I still giggle, because I'm like, is it for real? Yeah, it's still weird. Like, it's still weird to think that I am somebody's mom. Yo, it's weird. Especially when somebody says Vana, you know, I'm just like, call me by my first name, because I'm a baby girl. Oh, I'm so nervous, guys. I don't know why I'm nervous, because I have actually never been nervous as I shoot this video, and I've shot it like maybe 7 times, to be honest. So once upon a time, I was pregnant. Obviously, before I had the baby, I had a stomach. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, around 5 months, I was growing rounder and bigger. So yeah, there was a certain point in time when I started to feel a lot of pain. Like, I was just in pain, and I thought to myself, you know, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I just brushed it off for like 2 or 3 days. I brushed it off. I think maybe 2 days, to be honest, because it wasn't something new for me to sort of feel pain in my body. But then this pain was kind of different. It was strong pain. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, at some point I even took a walk, because I was like, you know what, I need to shake this off. This was like during quarantine, so I was like, you know, I need to be active, I need to do more. And I was trying to wash dishes, I was trying to do so many things, clean up, to distract myself. And I'm like, I can't stay seated, otherwise I'm just going to be thinking about, you know, how I'm in pain, thinking about how this is just, you know, unfair. Oh my God, you know, I'm in pain, scream, cry. Yeah, I decided to keep myself busy, but turns out this was making it worse. It was making it way worse. At this point, like, I was like, no, I'm okay. And then eventually at night I was just like, you know what, actually I'm not okay. I am in pain. I actually need to go to the hospital ASAP. So we went to the hospital, and yeah, they put me in a wheelchair and all this, because I couldn't even walk properly. I was in so much pain. I remember this day, I think it was raining outside, and it was just not that great. So yeah, they checked me when I got there and everything. They did an ultrasound, and yeah, we went back into the doctor's room, and then they were like, you have multiple myomas, something like that. Both, I think you can use both of those words interchangeably. I'll try and like Google the meaning and then put it here. But basically, a myoma or a myoma is a fibroid. So I have, even now currently, I have, you know, those fibroids. And when I first heard this, I was a bit confused, because I'm like, myoma, like, what is this thing? You know what I'm saying? What are these things you're talking about, and what does that go to do with me being in pain right now? So yeah, at this point, because of the language barrier, technically I couldn't necessarily even understand, so I just started Googling and everything. And yeah, when we checked the internet, we found out that, you know, a myoma or a myoma is fibroids. I mean, a fibroid. And you know, I had quite a few. I'm not even sure of the number, to be honest, but I just knew that I had those things. So what was happening basically is that, you know, my stomach was getting big, or the baby was getting big, and these things were also getting bigger because of my estrogen levels going up, I guess. Some of these things, sorry guys, I've kind of already, like, I've forgotten like the specifics, but yeah, I feel like anyways, in every situation it could be kind of different. So I just want you to get the main point of what is going on here. These things were getting big, the baby was also getting big, and now I was basically having like early contractions, and you know, it's like they were fighting each other. Not fighting each other, but like the fibroids were causing me to, you know, contract, to start having contractions. So what I had been experiencing for those 2-3 days, and I was telling myself I need to do more, was contractions. And I'm like, why? Oh my god, like I was so powerless, I was so scared, I was so weak, like I was literally out of breath, and not like panting out of breath. I was like, you know, when you take one breath and it's like, and it almost feels like your last breath, but it's not. Oh yeah, it was like that. And yeah, I think at this point we were like both scared, and the doctor then said, you're having these contractions, and like, you know, you might lose the baby, like you might lose this baby today. Yeah, so basically the doctors were trying to tell me that, you know, I'm contracting, and if the contractions continue, the baby will most likely, you know, come out. And they did not suggest or imply once the baby, like if the baby comes out now, they'll, you know, treat it as like a premature baby and incubate or anything like that. Like if it comes out, you know. And I'm like, whoa, you know, like, whoa, this is a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of information. So yeah, we basically checked into the hospital. There was this man who appeared from nowhere, to be honest, because it was in the middle of the night, and he worked there, but not like, he wasn't a doctor. I think maybe he worked in accounts, or I don't know, some sort of an admin person came and he helped us. You know, he translated, because he could speak quite good English, and actually throughout our stay there, like, came to help, and you know, just help to, like, you know, liaise between us and the doctors, and just, you know, translate things for us, because language barrier is like, it's crazy. You can know things like normal simple things, but then when you have to add medical terminologies, it's too much. It's really too much. I got admitted, and we went to the ward and everything like that. So before you actually enter the room, the bed, or whatever, you go into like a nurse's room. They take your temperature, blah blah blah. Like, they basically gather whatever information there is to gather about you in the nurse's room before you actually get allocated a bed space. And yeah, the doctor that was on duty, like for the night shift, came in, and that, I think that's the actual doctor that was like, your baby's gonna die today, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't, like, she spoke in such a monotone, she spoke in such a like it was nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, And I think until this point, nobody had actually said those words. Before, they just told us, you know, you are experiencing the contractions and, you know, it's harmful to the baby. Like, they sort of just, you know, spoke at a glance. Not at a glance, but they spoke like, you know, just a bit, you know what I'm saying? And then when we went to the ward, and then the new doctor, like the one that was coming in, you know, basically came to speak to us. She was the one that was like, your baby's gonna die today. And she was just, you know, so basically they explained to us that, you know, I'm having contractions, and, you know, it's because of the fibroids, and they're gonna try and stop the contractions, but if the baby comes out, the baby comes out. Like, it is what it is. The baby just dies. And, you know, it was such a hard, difficult, emotional, like, it was a crazy time. I don't even know how else to describe this. But at this point also, nobody knew we were having a baby. There was no one to talk to, you know what I'm saying? There was no, like, it was just between us, and it was so, guys, I don't have a word, but it was literally just between us and the Lord. At this point, we now started to tell people, like, oh, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. Like, a few people, even, to be honest, very few people still, a handful of people. And it was really difficult. It was painful.
And I think that night, when she slept for a bit, I cried so much, you know, like it was very scary, because, yeah, like, I didn't want to lose my baby, like, and yeah, I did cry. It was actually something that I thought about and said, like, how didn't, you know, we know about this? Like, why is this thing only happening now? Like, it's been 5 months. There's only, like, how many? 4 months left. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're like halfway through it. So yeah, we're just there. Like, I feel like the entire time in the hospital, it was just like fingers crossed.
I mean, at the end of the day, now, you know, we've gotten through that, and, you know, our baby ended up fine. I still, you know, carried almost full term, I guess, and everything ended up, you know, working out in the end. But, you know, for that actual time period that, you know, I was in the hospital, 4 to 5 days, it was difficult. And even after I left the hospital, it changed a lot for me going forward in the pregnancy, because I was then put on bed rest, so I was not supposed to do anything. And it's already quarantine. I was already feeling like I'm not doing anything. I was already feeling like I'm not going anywhere. You know, it's nice to stay in bed when you want to stay in bed, but then if you're told you have to stay in bed, it sucks. It really sucked, because I was confined to the bed. Even sitting up was painful, and it felt like, you know, I'm adding more pressure. So for quite some time, I was just lying down, and, you know, I'll get up to shower, I'll get up to, you know, take my plate to the kitchen, get a plate, and come back. But mostly I was lying down for like the first few days, and then eventually I, you know, got a little bit more active. But in general, I spent most of my pregnancy not doing much, and I gained a lot of weight. I didn't want to not do things. It just it was so hard. What I'm trying to say is, it was so hard. I don't even know if there's much else to add to this story besides the fact that in that moment, God really saved us, saved our baby from, you know, what was supposed to be a tragedy, I guess. I think that's the best way. It was going to be a tragedy, because had we not gone to the hospital, you know, we would have not known what was going on until it was too late. I didn't know. I didn't have much information about fibroids and what happened. Like, I've heard people talk about fibroids, and, you know, I just knew things here and there. I didn't know much else about what fibroids are, what they do, how you feel. You know, I didn't know anything. And, you know, as I have started to, like, talk to more people about it, it turns out fibroids are actually quite common, especially even in Zambia. Like, it turns out fibroids are actually quite common, and I don't know why. If they're so common, I was asking myself, like, why is nobody talking about it? Like, why are we not talking about it, because I feel like we need to sensitize ourselves. I mean, I was not sensitized. I knew they existed, but I was not sensitized. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about them. I didn't know much. I didn't know what there is to know, or at least what I know now. Also, just like to encourage you guys, pregnant, not pregnant, man or woman, if you feel something is wrong, if you feel pain, if you feel something off in your body, because honestly, before getting pregnant, I kind of felt something was wrong in my body, but I was so caught up in working. I was caught up in working, to be honest. I just felt like I have no time. I literally have no time to be sick, no time to go to the hospital. I have no time. I literally don't have the time to start checking on myself. Whatever is wrong with me, it will be healed in Jesus' name. And I kept it moving. I probably had them then, but I just said, my health is not my business. I mean, it is my business, but you know what I'm saying? I ignored it. I ignored the fact that I wasn't feeling, so well. And obviously that was an L on my part. So I would just like to encourage you guys, if you feel anything wrong with your body, even if you feel fine, I think there's nothing wrong with going to just, check on yourself, check on your health, take care of yourself, take care of your body, and know what's going on with you. Because I feel like it's much harder to have something announced to you in a way that in a situation I was in. Better you go at your own pace, you know what I'm saying, and then you get told whatever it is that you have to get told, rather than you find yourself going through things, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you have this child. You go, oh. That's not it. That is really not it. I feel like maybe if I had known earlier, I would have prepared myself more, or just given myself more information, taken more precautions, watched my diet. I mean, now I've gone for quite a few checkups. If you've been watching my vlogs, there was a vlog where I went to the hospital. I didn't explain what I was doing at the hospital. That's what I was doing. I went to check up and see what's the status of these things. Are they growing? Are they shrinking? And lo and behold, guys, they have shrunk a little bit. They're smaller. Okay, no, I guess if I say shrunk, it sounds like they've become so small, but they're better, they are smaller, and I have been trying to watch my diet and not eat the things that you're supposed to not eat. But that is basically it. I wish I knew. So I would like to encourage you guys to know more about what's going on inside your body, number one. Number two, praise God, because it was scary times, and I'm so glad to be on the other side. I'm so glad to be able to tell you that the Lord came through, because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen next, and whatever, if the situation had turned out in a negative direction, I really don't know what we would have done. I wouldn't even want to find out. The sun is setting and it's getting dark outside, so the light that I'm using is also finishing. So I hope you've enjoyed today's story time. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you are encouraged to share a story, a testimony with someone, because it's important. I feel like we really shouldn't sit on the good things that God has done for us. I mean, obviously, people say, don't go around telling people blah blah blah. We're not saying that you must go and tell them that you have $1 million. No. If you have $1 million, just have $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like, if you feel like there's all of us have something that God has brought us through, and I think it's really important to share what you can with who you can, because all glory belongs to God. All glory goes to God, because ultimately He's the one who helped us. He's the one who brought us through. He's the one who carried us through, and He's the one that's sustaining us now. With that said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be okay. I don't think I was afraid, but don't not prioritize your health. Don't not prioritize your health, because your health is important. Your health matters. You need to take care of yourself the same way you take care of others. Most of us will take care of others way better than we take care of ourselves. So that's one thing. I've given so many, final points. I'm glad I've finished filming this video for once, and I think once I'm done editing this video, it's going to be the one that eventually hits the airwaves. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.